Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Greater Boston League Girls Soccer. Lynn Classical taking on Medford. Medford looking for two in a row here at Manning Field. They just played English a short time ago here and beat the Lady Bulldogs. So I'm looking for two in a row. They're not going to stay perfect. I believe they're 3-0. Classical's looking for their first win. They were supposed to play Saturday against Lynn English in the city tournament, and it got fouled up. The English girls showed up. The classical girls were replaced by the classical boys. They read the schedule wrong. Classical thought the boys played first when it was the girls. Kaylee Dixon is in net for Medford. Laura Wilson for Lynn Classical. Took Classical a month to get out here. The rain's coming down pretty good. Medford ended their warm-up, went to the bench, came back, and were out on the field ready to start. Classical was still out, bouncing around, warming up, kicking the ball around to themselves. After about 4 whistles from the official, they finally came out off the field to get ready to play, and then they got together at the bench and stayed there for a while. I said, I wonder if they really want to come out and play. Classical with the throw down deep. It's going to be very difficult to pick up the numbers for either team in the rain. They've got to be right in front of us if we're going to pick anything up. The defense for Classical, that's Tatiana De Leon kicking it away. Medford with the throw-in. The start of another season here on TV 15. This being Wednesday, we're a week in. Actually, a week ago today, the girls were playing in the city tournament. St. Mary's beat Classical. Lynn Tech beat Lynn English. I know Classical's 0-1. I don't know if they played since. Medford's going to let it go out. And he'll get the throw in. It's been a funny day. And it's been a funny couple of days. Saturday was when the city tournament consolation and championships games were going to be played. That was the day that classical girls showed up, English girls showed up, and the classical girls thought they were playing the second game, and the classical boys showed up, and they couldn't play the consolation game of the girls. So I'll make it up some other time. And then we had torrential rain, thunder, lightning. St. Mary's Lynn Tech Boys Championship game. They come out to start the second half. Lightning flash. They had to go back into the locker rooms, wait 30 minutes. They came back out. There was still heavy rain, thunder, lightning. So they canceled the game, and it goes as a win for St. Mary's, and they took the championship trophy home. Much to the chagrin of Tech, they wanted to play the game. Then we had the 2 football games. The first one, Classical against Central, came all the way from Rhode Island to play Classical. They got delayed an hour. The 5 o'clock game didn't start till after 6. With the lightning and the thunder and the heavy rain, they finally played the game, and it wound up in overtime, it went late. And then the 7 o'clock game didn't start till after 8 o'clock. Lynn Tech taking on Medford. And first day ever in all the years I've been doing this, which is a few, I got here at 20 minutes to 9 in the morning to do the city tournament. When I left after the Tech game, it was 11:15 pulling out of the parking lot. So I spent an awful lot of time here at Manning Field. Parker looking to go in. Takes the shot. It was going to go wide right. Dixon will play it like an infielder, pick the ground ball, and kick it away. And it would have been later on Saturday. Tech tied the game up 14-14. With 2 minutes left, looked like we could have another overtime. Medford put the ball up. Tech picked it off and ran it in for a touchdown with about a minute left and won the game. So we didn't have the overtime. Otherwise, we would have been here after midnight. Everybody trying to get control. They bang it ahead off Parker. Gets around 1. Classical has numbers. She gets around 2. Takes the shot. Dixon made the save. It bounced off her, but it went wide. She got a piece. It didn't go through her. It went to the side. Didn't go in the net. Parker almost scored. She put it right on net. Dixon made the save, but then bobbled it. And trying to kick it upfield, she kicked it off Parker, and Medford will get the throw in. So Medford very quickly. Football here at Manning. Girls soccer playing 2 quick games here. They found a home, the Medford teams have here at Manning Field. Knocked away. Medford looking to knock it deep. It's a foot race. Coming all the way out past the 20-yard line was Lauren Wilson. Looked like Medford might get there first, and she kicked it away. Lauren is an outstanding athlete. Basketball, softball. She was pressed into service to be the goalie. Last year, when the classical goalie left and moved or whatever, opted to play someplace else, and she did a very good job. Classical. I think maybe they won the Greater Boston League, and they made the tournament. They certainly had a good year last year. They lost a lot of firepower. Wilson bangs it upfield, and it's going to go into the Medford bench area. Jessica Gambali, the head coach for Classical. Rocco Sierri from Medford. Classical knocks it deep, and it's going to go out of play, I think. Just about 9 minutes into this first half. Back and forth we're going. Classical had the only would-be scoring opportunities, 2 of them by Gianna Parker. Lauren Wilson had to come out past the 20-yard line to kick the ball away to make contact with the ball. So she hasn't been threatened at all. Haskell trying to knock it in front. They knock it off the side of the net. And Medford will kick it away. Knocked out by Medford. Classical will get the first corner kick. Tipped up over the net and out of play. Glasgow putting the pressure on. Looking to get a shot on net. They're keeping it in the Medford end for the most part. And the corner kick will come from the near side. They kick a little ground ball. It goes right by everybody. And Glasgow got the shot. Again, he knocked it up over the net and out of play. Little ground ball right by everybody. And Glasgow was here to pick it off right around the 5-yard line and just chipped it high over the net. Trying to make out the number. It might have been Lazo. Medford will kick it away. The rain's coming down pretty good. But it's been a wacky day. We had rain here last night, extremely hard. Rain very hard through the soccer games last night. And then today it looked like it was starting to rain when initially I left the house. And I was driving. The sun came out as bright as it's been in a long time. That hit the post. Left-footed shot from just inside the 20-yard line. Looked like it was going to go way wide. It wound up hitting the post. Medford kicks it deep. Glasgow breaks it up and knocks it out of play. So Glasgow's come awful close a couple of times, but it's still 0-0. So that sun came out, bright blue skies, big white clouds, sun shining brightly. And then all of a sudden, it left, and it started to rain again. And Glasgow brings it back in the Medford end. And it started to rain pretty good. Kip girls played the game before this. They had to play through it, and now Glasgow, Medford has to do the same. It goes out at the Medford bench area. Glasgow with the throw-in. Glasgow knocks it deep, and they knock it out. Glasgow takes it away. Trying to get it to Parker. Blocked by Medford. And they kick it deep. And they kick it too deep. It's going to go out of play. Trying to save it and couldn't. Good hustle by Sierra Isbell. And it goes out. Glasgow taking it upfield. Blocked. Knocked away by Medford. Glasgow gets a foot on it. Glasgow gets a head on it, but Medford takes it away. Glasgow takes it back. Deep pass by Rouse. Medford slides. Knocks it away, takes the Glasgow player down and knocks it out of play. Glasgow will get another corner kick. Coming from the far side, they've had a couple. And it gets knocked out, and it went out off Glasgow. 15 minutes in to this first half, scoreless. And Classical and Medford, Greater Boston League, girls soccer. Medford will kick it away. They'll have substitutions for Medford first. So all this rain coming down, these girls are going to be 5 or 10 pounds heavier with those shirts, uniforms getting soaking wet. Not to mention the referees. Knocked away by Classical. Skips right through Classical. Medford, this is the deepest they've been with the ball. And it gets knocked out by Classical. So Medford will be down here this deep in possession of the ball for the first time. Loose. Classical takes it back. And Classical knocks it in the midfield. And it goes out off Classical. And Classical takes it away. Nice little shift. Knocking it deep. Can Parker get there? The ball slows down. Dixon, the goaltender, comes out. Then she thinks better of it. She started to go out and get it. She stopped. And if Parker could have got that out in front, there was nobody in the net for Medford. Dixon was all the way over to Parker. She came all the way out to try and beat Parker to the ball. When she realized she couldn't, she stopped dead. The net was wide open. But Parker was at a tough angle. And when she tried to throw it out in front, she shanked it behind the net and out of play. And Medford will kick it away. Glasgow keeps it in the Medford end. And then Glasgow knocks it out. Glasgow boots it up. Medford got a head on it. Booted to the far side. Medford tried to make a little turnaround and lost it out of bounds. Now they're calling it off Classical. Classical pushes it by down that far side. And he pushed it out of play. Quick throw in. Classical winds up with it. Medford took it away. They push it to the middle. Come all the way to the near side. And it goes right through the wickets. Are they going to be able to get there? They couldn't save it. It went right through Hallahan. Parker looking to take it away. He's going to get Parker for the contact. She was bouncing around, leaning on Sforza. And she was going to throw it in. They say, no, it's a free kick. Classical trying to boot it upfield. It skips past. They knock it deep. And it goes out on Sforza. Juarez threw it in. Get knocked out. Medford's still trying to get a shot on net. They've got close a couple of times, but down in classical territory, but they haven't been able to get a shot yet. Classical knocks it out. We'll throw it in again down deep. Classical picks it off. Medford picks it back. And they knock it out. Olsen will let it go. And Classical will get to kick it away. So back and forth we go. We'll have a substitution for Medford. Rain just steadily coming down. Classical, pretty good kick almost to midfield. And it goes out off Medford. Classical kicks it away, Medford picks it off. Classical knocked it away. They tip it looking for Parker, got picked off by Sfarzo. Knocked deep. Wilson will come out and kick it to midfield. Parker gets it back in the Medford end. Medford takes it away right down the middle. Pass too far ahead. And Classical will knock it out of play, get it out of harm's way. So Medford will get to throw a little bit deeper in the Classical end. Still looking for a shot. Parker has the only two legitimate shots. They had one shot out in front. They chipped over the net. Classical trying to carry it up, it got taken away. Sfarzo trying to keep it in, gets right to the sideline, and she knocks it out. And it wasn't Sfarzo, it was Riley Ma. Now it got knocked out by Smith. Medford has a very easy win against English with the shutout. They scored a goal 6 seconds into the game. We are 15 minutes left in the first half. They don't have a shot on net yet. Parker trying to get there. Can she get there before it gets out of play? Yes, she can. Medford gets there with her and knocks her out. Classical will get the throw in down deep. Good hustle by Gianna Parker. It's really strange with the rain coming down as hard as it's coming. It's coming straight down. You look up at the lights and the rain is coming from the light straight down to the field. And I'm looking out the window here at the press box, and there's like one drop of water on the window. So it's not blowing around, it's not blowing up or in, it's just coming straight down, which enables us to see out the window. Medford, bangs it off. Classical. Parker with it. Tipped it by, but Sfaza was there. Classical takes it away. Shot from long range goes wide right and out of play. I think that was Juarez. Now it goes out off Medford. Blocked by Medford again. Parker couldn't get it by. Medford with a break. Parker winds up knocking the Revere player down. And a free kick will come from the 45. She didn't expect the Medford player to stop. She kept going. She ran over the Medford player. That was Josiah Koyati that went down. And now Wilson will grab a hold of it down deep and she'll kick it away. Right about midfield. Nice kick. Medford heads it back. Bounces off a couple of people. And they knock it wide. It's going to go into the Classical bench area. And Classical will get the throw in. Kind of get the idea that one goal in this game might be huge. Off Medford. Also trying to knock it deep. Medford knocks it away. They knock it deep again, looking for Parker. Medford gets there, but they knock it out. They got there before. Duckley Juarez, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. Knocked out by Classical. And we're going to substitution for Medford. Medford breaks it up. Classical pushes it down the far side. And Medford knocks it back and knocks it out. Classical will make a substitution. 10 minutes and counting left in this first half. No score. Shots on net have been at a premium. It goes into the Medford bench area off Medford. Medford had to back up to get the pass. They knock it downfield. Glasgow knocked it away and knocked it out. Now Medford gives it back. Now they say no. Glasgow's just about to throw it in. Official blew the whistle and said no, it goes the other way. Glasgow stepped in nicely, took it away. They knock it upfield, but there's nobody there. Off a couple players, Medford winds up with it. They center it. Smith had it knocked away from behind. I think that's DeLeon knocking it away. And it went out off Medford. Glasgow knocking it deep. It skips past Parker. It rolled right along the end line and finally got knocked out. I think it was Flaherty that knocked it out. Again, awful hard to pick up the numbers. Sprazzo will put it in play. Knocked out. I think that's Papazoglou knocking it out. Papazoglou got knocked down, but she got up and got it. And that's a very late whistle. Papazoglou got knocked down. They knocked the ball upfield. It went to the middle. Two people kicked it. And then the official blew the whistle and said, wait a minute. Glasgow gets a free kick from around the 16-yard line, which is where Papazoglou got knocked down. That's a little bit of a late whistle. Wilson will take the kick. Off Medford, bounces high in the air. Medford backing up, finally got a hold of it. Smith pass behind the intended receiver. It goes out of play. Glasgow will get the throw in right around midfield. Glasgow will make a substitution. Medford picks off the passing. Glasgow pumps it up. And Medford knocked it out off Glasgow. So right in front of the Glasgow bench is where they'll put it in play. It bounces off Medford. Medford gets it back. And he lost it. I think Glasgow knocks it into the Glasgow bench area. Medford quickly puts it in play. All the way back to Sprazzo. And he just kept it in. And I think it looked like it went out. Shot off. Missed the net to the side. Marissa Stone was saying she stopped because the ball was out. The official said, no, it wasn't. And Isbell almost got a shot on net. Brown came over and made the play, but it was way wide. It was going to go out of play anyway. DeLeon knocks it away. Bouncing ball. knocked upfield. Parker with it. Parker knocks it deep. It's a foot race. Classical got a shot. They pushed it too far. I think that was Papazoglou. She was going to beat the defense. She knocked it ahead, but she knocked it far enough that Dixon was able to come out and get it before Papazoglou could go get it. Almost a breakaway. Parker with the nice pass. Papazoglou with the long run. She got by the defense, and just as she got by the defense, pushed it just far enough that Dixon could come out and beat it to the ball. So once again, Classical just comes up short. I don't know, Classical was making contacts. They were battling. They're going to give Medford a free kick, I believe. Loose. Classical had it, but got knocked down. Classical gets it back. Medford from behind takes it away and got leveled. And Isabel trying to knock it deep. And we're going to whistle for way back upfield. We're going to play it down. Right at the 15-yard line, we got a Classical play it down. So we hope the young lady is going to be okay. We're back to soccer. And they dropped that like a face-off. Medford had the ball, so they dropped it right in front of a Medford player and let her kick it away. Juarez had it, lost it, battling for it. That Stone batting Isabel. Classical takes it away and he knocked it out. And that was Stone. Sprazzle will put it in play. Medford trying to control. Classical tips it away. All right. Stone sticks a foot in and knocks it away. Classical knocks it upfield. Parker has it. Can't get around. And it's not deep. And DeLeon knocks it away. We're in the final 2 minutes with the clock kept on the field by the officials now. I never understood why that would be. Why you would just let the clock operator be the clock operator. Medford almost lost it. They tip it upfield. Isabel kind of passed on the shot, just got a piece of it. Isabel knocks it up. Classical knocks it away. It went off Lazo. Classical knocks it upfield. Medford got it, and it went out off Medford. If they let it go, it's going to be out off Classical. Parker with a throw in. Everybody battling, everybody banging. Medford wound up with it. They blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So we started dead even. We ended dead even. Medford didn't get a shot on net. Parker got a couple. One that looked like it might deflect in, but the goaltender Dixon made the save. When she bobbled it, it didn't go by her. It went to her side, and she knocked it away. And there was another shot from right out in front that went over the net out of play. So Classical had almost scores. We almost had a breakaway by Papazoglou that just Dixon was just able to get to the ball before she could. So Classical had most of the offense. Medford didn't get a shot on net. Lauren Wilson had a pretty easy first half. So we reached halftime in this Greater Boston League game. Medford, as we mentioned, trying to win 2 in a row here at Manning Field after beating the English girls. They have a scoreless tie. It's Classical nothing, Medford nothing at halftime. Welcome back as we're set to start the second half of this scoreless battle between the Classical girls and the Medford girls. Greater Boston League. It still baffles me when I talk about the Classical and say Greater Boston League. I think it's the third or fourth year in the league, but I'm still looking back to why aren't they playing Salem, Swampscott, Marblehead, Danvers, Peabody. You could almost walk to a lot of those places. Now you have to make long trips to Somerville and Malden and Medford, Everett. And it's caused problems with teams coming to play the early quarter of 4 game. Bus problems. When you're playing triple headers, the first game, quarter 4, doesn't start. We had a game last year, the quarter 4 game, didn't start till almost 4:30. And it really put a damper on the last game that was supposed to start at 7:15 and didn't start till after 8. Josiah Coyote will kick it away. I didn't see any contact. I thought I just saw Classical kick it out of play. Classical boots it upfield and it goes out of play. They bounce it off. Classical loose. And Classical knocks it upfield. Medford is there to knock it back. And Classical knocks it upfield again, but nobody there except the white shirt. Classical gets it up, but it goes out into the Classical bench area. So Medford will keep it in the Classical end. Medford picks off the pass. So it was Classical stuffing Medford in their own end in the first half. First couple of minutes of this half, as Warren Wilson comes out and dives on it, falls on it just outside the 5-yard line. It's Medford keeping it in the Classical end in the first couple of minutes. They couldn't do that in the first half. Bounces by everybody. Classical got a head on it. That was Papazoglou. Classical popping it up. Medford knocks it in. Now it's off Classical into the Classical bench area. Tipped away. Classical got a foot on it. They're going to knock it out. It's going to go out of play. Off Classical. So it's Medford playing keep away here in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half. The rain's still coming down, but it's let up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Classical bangs it upfield. It goes out of play. O'Brien puts it in play. And it goes out off Medford. Medford picked it off, but knocked it out. Glasgow will move up a little bit for the throw-in. And it's booted out by Liliana Parker. I don't know if her and Gianna are related. O'Brien again will put it in play. O'Brien takes it away. Medford with it. It skips past. Wilson will come out and take a knee at the 2-yard line. And she'll boot it away. Clausen got a piece, but they kicked it upfield. And Medford picks it off. Out off Medford. Parker looking for it. Can't get by the defense. Nice sliding stop. Glasgow almost got it deep in the Medford end. They haven't yet. And it's going to go out of play. McKenna Duncan was trying to save it. And now it's going to go out off Medford. So back and forth we go. Glasgow will make a substitution. Little tap goes toward the net. Wilson will come out and grab it and boot it away. High kick. Takes a big bounce at midfield. Headed away by Glasgow. Parker looking for it. It bounced high. She tried to get a knee up and get a piece. Medford knocked it away. Now Medford knocks it deep. Medford is there, but couldn't get to it before Lauren Wilson did. So the first part of the second half has been all Medford. Glasgow hasn't had an opportunity yet in the Medford end. And Medford keeping it there again. Glasgow will collect, and he didn't quite take a good look at that pass. They passed it right to Medford. Blocked nicely. Knocked up field, but there's Medford's defense, Colombo, to knock it away. They knock it deep. Nobody there except a white shirt. They knock it back. And Medford takes it right back to the Glasgow end. They knock it deep again. And here's Lauren Wilson coming out to the 5-yard line and scooping it up. She's been a little busier in this first 8 minutes of the second half than she was in the entire first half. Another high kick. Another big bounce. Headed away by Medford. Pops it high in the air. Glasgow trying to control. That might have been Dana with the defensive play. It bounces through again, and I think that was Dana blocking the Medford players so Lauren Wilson could come out and get the ball. And she gets to kick it away again. Bounces by everybody. Medford takes it away and brings it right back in the Classical end. Blocked. Broken up. It goes out off Classical. Out off Duncan. O'Brien again puts it in play. Medford breaks up the pass, knocks it out, but they keep it in the Classical end. Tipped ahead. They knock it deep again. I believe that was Dana again, getting in front of the would-be scorer, Cheo Vatana, not letting her get to the ball before Warren Wilson could play it and kick it away. Oscar with the throw in from right in front of the Medford bench. Oscar's trying to keep it alive. Medford takes it away. Knocked back upfield. Oscar finally gets the ball fairly deep, and they knock it out of play. They were looking for Duncan breaking. Medford will make a substitution. 10 minutes and counting into the second half. Still no score. O'Brien puts it in play. Medford keeping it in. Blocked. Classical knocks it out. O'Brien will put it in play again. And Classical lost it out of play. And O'Brien again. Back cross field, Frazo knocks it up. Medford couldn't keep it in. And he threw it out of play. Popped up right in front of the Medford bench. Medford comes away with it. Down the far side, Classical will get there first. I think that's De Leon knocking it out of play. He knocked it back upfield. O'Brien fielding it. Tipped by a couple. They pop it up to the middle. By everybody. Lauren Wilson comes out and grabs it. A little bit of a collision between her and Cheo Vatana. O'Brien, they kicked it from the near side. And Lauren Wilson came way out of the net and got there first. And got knocked down for her efforts. Classical takes it away, but I recall Classical for contact. Memphis is going to get a free kick. just about the 15-yard line from the far side. They get it to the net. It hit Lauren Wilson right on the shoulder. It popped up in the air and looked like it might be a rebound, but she grabbed it quickly. Good job by Lauren Wilson. As I said, she's a lot busier in this second half than she was in the first half. And Medford right back at it. It's almost like a tale of two teams, like they changed uniforms. Classical kept Medford pinned virtually the entire first half, and now Medford hasn't allowed Classical out of their own end at all. It rolls to the side of the net. Wilson again. She's very active. We told you she's a three-sport athlete. High kick again. Takes a big bounce. Medford knocks it back. Down the far side, it's going to go out of play. "15 minutes in to the second half, still no score as Classical makes a substitution. Classical had the only shots on net, a couple. By Gianna Parker. Medford didn't come close to getting a shot on net. Now, Classical can't get the ball out of their own end. Deflected away, right to Medford. And they just ran over. They were going for the ball. And just ran over Liliana Parker. And she's sitting down. Let's hope she's going to be all right. Gianna come over. I have to assume they're related. Gianna coming over, checking her out. It was Caitlin Alves. They were both going for the ball. Parker got it, kicked it, and Alves just ran over her. Get the number of that truck. They're helping her up. And we're thankful. Looks like she's okay. Coach and trainer out to check on her. Couple of seconds over 16 minutes in to this second half, and still no score. They finally put the player to replace Parker out. Glasgow will get the free kick. Medford makes a couple of substitutions. O'Brien boots it off the side of the foot. It goes out of play, and Glasgow will get the throw in. I'm not sure why it's a kick. I don't know if it hit her in the hand, but DeLeon's going to get the kick. The referee's coming over for some reason. He's talking to the Glasgow player. I don't know if he was trying to get position against the Medford player, but he's having a long conversation with the Glasgow player. So De Leon will kick it away. Medford heads it away. De Leon knocked it back upfield. Duncan couldn't get it. And it's knocked out, just shanked by Alves, out of play. Glasgow kicks it back deep in their own end. Medford picks off the pass. Knocked away from behind by Papazoglou. Papazoglou gets to the middle. They knock it upfield. It bounced over the foot of Parker. And Medford kicks it away before Glasgow can get going. Glasgow boots it back up. Everybody overruns it. Glasgow had it. Knocked away by Smith. They knock it deep. Deflects away. Glasgow knocks it away and out of play. Headed out by Medford. And Glasgow knocked it out again. Medford lost it. Glasgow boots it upfield, but nobody there. Glasgow trying to keep it in. They tipped it, and they knock it deep. Parker's going to get it. First time Glasgow's been anywhere near this area. Parker takes the shot. Dixon makes the save. Just a little bounce in from the 10-yard line, but that's the first time they've gotten anywhere near Medford territory. And now Dixon, looking to get it upfield, just shanked it out of bounds just outside the 20-yard line. Duncan will put it in play. They get it to the middle. Sfrazo knocks it away. Medford will try to track it down and keep it in. Glasgow takes it away. And Medford takes it right back to the Glasgow end. Glasgow takes it away and knocks it out. Halfway through and counting. The second half, still no score. It's been a tale of two halves. Medford couldn't come close. They still haven't got a real legitimate shot on net, but they've kept Glasgow pinned down here after Glasgow smothered them in the first half. Parker finally got a shot. It wasn't really a threat. She just kind of pooched it, bounced into the lap of Dixon, who made the easy save. But that was the first time Glasgow got the ball inside the Medford 30 with possession in this second half. And Medford still doesn't have a shot on net. They've got balls that have gone downfield that Lauren Wilson has come out of the net and caught it, but they really haven't put a shot on net. Surely no threat. They get the ball up now. They get a head on it and they tip it away from the net. And Classical clears it away and they knock it deep. Skips by everybody. Medford knocks it back. Upfield. O'Brien breaks it up and takes it away. Just keeping it in. Latrine Elian got knocked out by Classical. Kick to the middle. Haskell's there to knock it away, but right to Medford. Medford almost had a shot. Haskell trying to dance the way upfield, had it taken away by Medford. As they tried to center it, Classical blocked it. And Classical knocked it out. They almost gave that one away. The rain slowed down a little bit. Now it's coming back again. Classical will put it in play. I mentioned in the first half the way they were playing. One goal could be enormous. Nothing has changed since then. They didn't pass it. They tried to carry it up. Medford broke it up. They had a player on the far side they could have made the pass to. Maybe got something going. And he opted to try and beat the defense, and he couldn't. Wilson will fall on that right at the end line and kick it away. Classical got a piece and knocked it the wrong way. Now look at the control. Medford takes it away. Classical gets it back. They knock it deep. And Medford is going to knock it further. And they're going to knock it out of play. So Classical, first time in this second half, is going to get a throw-in way down deep. They haven't been this deep all night. Even the shot taken by Gianna Parker was from outside the 10-yard line. It skips past. Classical gets it. And I think they're going to call contact against Classical. They banked in one of the defenders trying to go get the ball. And Medford will get it back up into the Classical end. Classical breaks it up, but they knock it out. 15 minutes and counting left in the game. 0-0. Classical and Medford girls. Gianna Parker got a head on it. It gets knocked deep. Classical with a break. They got 2-on-1. If she passed it across, she didn't look. I think that was Lazo. If she looked across, she had a player wide open. There were 2-on-1. The defender came over to Lazo. If she made the pass across, they had one all by themselves at the 10-yard line. Nobody anywhere near them. And Medford breaks it up. Pass too far ahead. And it gets knocked away by Colombo. Haskell trying to get by the defense, lost it out of play. So that would have been it. If the pass went across, it would have been 1-on-1, Glasgow with Dixon, the goaltender. Kicked and knocked in to the Medford bench area. Glasgow will get the throw in. Ball's getting kind of slippery. I think it just kind of slipped out of her hands. Medford knocks it into the Glasgow bench area. Medford takes it away. Glasgow knocks it back the other way. And that was Dana, I think, knocking it back. Glasgow with a break. Parker took it away from a defender, and then the Medford takes it away from her, knocks it upfield. Glasgow keeping it alive. Medford knocks it back. Off a Glasgow foot. It rolls towards the net. Medford's going to kick it out of play. So Glasgow put a little pressure on there. They haven't put a lot of pressure on in this second half. Duncan kicks it to the middle. Medford is there to collect it off a foot. Glasgow winds up with it. Parker tried to get around the defense and couldn't. Nice defensive play. Took it away. They knock it deep. Good thing they didn't take a shot. Medford was way offside. They had their back to the ball so they get the shot off, and now I think it's De Leon knocking it out of play. Medford will get, they haven't had many of these. They're going to get a corner kick. Coming from the far side. Bouncing around, nobody's got a piece of it. Glasgow finally kicks it away. And Parker will start it back. Little shift with it, coming upfield, pushing it up. Knocks it deep to the near side. Glasgow will get there and keep it in. Duncan trying to knock it to the net. And it's going to go out of play. And we'll have a substitution for Glasgow as we get 10 minutes left in this scoreless game. Glasgow's picked it up a little bit. Parker walking around. Can't get the shot off. They got a piece of Parker who reached in and knocked it out. And Glasgow will get the throw in. To try to get around the defense. The defense got a little piece of her and also kicked the ball out. They knock it deep. Knocked down. I believe that's Dana again. Nice defense. Bouncing ball. Oh, Brown comes out. She's trying to catch it. She's trying to kick it away, and she kicked it out of play. So now we'll reverse. Medford will have it down in the Glasgow end. Broken up. Battling going on. They're going to call Glasgow, I think. Duncan was battling with Piatti. And they call it on Duncan. Medford will get a free kick from the 25. Coyote will take it. And we're milling around in front of the net. It doesn't get there. Classical blocks it, and Classical keeps it in play. And the pass too far ahead goes out of play. And Glasgow got knocked down by Medford. So Glasgow will get the free kick. A few loyal fans, a lot of umbrellas down in front of me. People with their hoods up, battling the rain to watch this one. Skips right past, I don't know if Medford touched it. They're saying yes, she did. So Duncan very quickly puts it in play. Medford collects. They knock it deep. Medford's offside. Everybody got excited. It looked like Medford was going to have breakaway, but she was way offside. Duncan got a foot on it. Parker winds up with it, gets by. Can't get by Elian. They knock it deep. Glasgow's going to keep Medford away and let it go out of play. And Medford will make a substitution. Medford's still looking for their first shot on net. He had to get a head on it. Now she collects. And she actually ran in to DeLeon. DeLeon didn't knock her down. She just ran to DeLeon and fell down. But they're going to call DeLeon for the contact. And Medford has a scoring opportunity. This is a free kick coming from about the 15-yard line. Not much of an angle. And she got too much foot. Hit up over the net, off the football crossbar, and out of play. And Glasgow will make a substitution. Elian heads it back the other way. Brown has to come out and get it just before Smith got there. And depending who operates the clock, they usually stop the clock with 5 minutes in the second half. It stops at 2 minutes in the first half, and now they did stop it at 5. They go back. They let it run. I thought they would let it run down to 2 minutes, but they didn't. They shut it off at 5 minutes. So the clock now will be down on the field with the officials. So this is going to be if it goes 0-0, it's going to be a tough 0-0 for Classical because Medford didn't get a shot on net. Classical only got a couple. Parker, I have to say Gianna Parker's, there's a couple of them. And they really were shots from fairly long range, although one looked like it might be going in. It deflected off the goaltender, but she was out enough that when she got a piece of it, it didn't go by her. It kind of deflected to her side, and she was able to keep it out of the net. Medford coming back. Glasgow reaches in and kicks it into the Medford bench area. But Medford hasn't got a legitimate shot on that. They picked up the pace in the second half. Glasgow shut them down totally in the first half. And for quite a while in the second half, Medford shut Classical down. Classical finally made a couple of plays and got the ball inside the Medford 30-yard line. And Parker got that shot off from around the 10, but it was just almost a love tap, one hop into the lap of Dixon, the goaltender. Nobody else on Classical has come close to getting a shot on net. He goes out off Classical. So if it stays 0-0, Medford will be undefeated at Manning Field. They'll get a win and a tie. Medford with a break. Broken up nicely. I think that's De Leon. Medford gets it back. Tipping it ahead. Trying to slide ahead. Classical breaks it up. Shot. Might have gone inside the far post. Looked like it might go wide. I think that was Isbill. And Lauren Brown, I think, lost it or was leaning over the line. And Medford's going to get a corner kick. They're hurrying because the clock is winding down. They kick a ground ball. Classical kicks it away. Medford trying to keep it in. They do. Classical will let it go out. Classical will get to kick it away. Not a lot of time left in this one. A heavy rainy night here. And it's going to be an effort and futility for both teams. They're going to end up exactly the way they came in. Classical will still be looking for their first win. Medford's going to stay undefeated, but they're going to get a tie. Unless something drastic happens here in the final seconds. They kick it deep, and Dixon's going to come way out of the net and boot it away. She boots it right to Classical. They keep it alive. Parker with it, takes the shot. It goes wide to the near side. Dixon almost gave that away with that kick right to Classical. Parker couldn't take it in. She had to take the long shot, and she tipped it wide. Duncan trying to keep it alive. Duncan hustling to keep it in. And can't. It goes out of play. They blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So we started dead even, and we end dead even. Medford didn't get a legitimate shot on net all night, especially in the first half. Dixon will get the shutout for Medford. Wilson, who wasn't very active in the first half, but was very active in the second half, coming out of the net, didn't have to make any big-time saves, but had to beat Medford players to the ball to get the free kick. Gianna Parker had the only shots on net for Classical, a couple on net, a couple wide, and the defenses on both sides played well, and it winds up a 0-0 tie. So Medford will get a win and a tie here at Manning Field after they knocked off Lynn English girls. And Classical will still be looking for their first win. They'll have to wait till their next game. So neither team had really legitimate scoring chances. Parker got a couple on net, but they were from long range, easy pickings for Dickens, the goaltender. But she did get the shots on net, and Parker was the only one to get a shot on net for Classical. Nobody got a legitimate shot, even with the free kicks for Medford. And it ends the way it started. Classical nothing, Medford nothing after two full halves. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.